In this video, we're going to be talking about anything and everything that has to do with filing your taxes for your U.S. non-resident LLC. So your limited liability company that you registered in the U.S. while not being in the U.S. Yes, we're going to be talking about how to file your taxes after every financial year. Okay, so if you're interested in this topic, you might want to go down and smash the subscribe button because we usually drop this sort of content every Mondays. And while you're down there, you might want to click on the bell icon, which keeps you notified whenever we drop new content. You can catch these videos when they drop. And if you've been following us for a while now, we thank you so much for your loyal patronage. And if you're just stopping by for the first time, we would really love it if you can give us a thumbs up. It helps us a lot. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this video content was very valuable to you. And so they're going to find more people just like yourself all around the world and show this video too. So help your brother out. Let this gospel be spread to the farthest part of the earth, okay? So why don't you hold on to that thought? Why don't you hold on to your pen, your pad? And I'm going to rush off to the market and I'm going to be right back with more.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but they stare still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello Chronics, hello YouTube. How are you all doing today? I hope you're having a good day. It's still your boy Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. Like I said in the introduction, in this video, we're going to be talking about everything and anything that has to do with filing your taxes for your U.S. non-resident LLC. Now, before we go any further in this video, I have to state this categorically. I am not a legal attorney. I'm not a chartered public accountant. I'm not an accountant at all. The information I'm giving out in this video are things that I practice or have done by myself, and I found out that this worked for my non-resident U.S. LLC, and I'm just sharing it with you guys so you could either replicate what I did or to go about helping you in the process of filing your taxes. So do not take this as anything that represents the body known as the IRS or anything that represents the United States government. I do not represent any of these entities. I'm just sharing my own personal opinion on how I was able to get this done. Okay? Now that we've gotten out of the way, let's get back into the video. If you're watching this video, then you must have watched the other videos in the Startup Business series that we started a couple of weeks ago, in which we started by telling you how to raise funds for your business, how to register a company in the US, how to go about getting your EIN number to file your taxes, how to get a phone number, a US address for your warehouse, for receiving your mails in the States, and all whatnot. Now, this video is the final video in that series that tells you how to go about filing your taxes, okay? Now, it's very, very important. Filing your taxes is something you don't play around with because the United States government does not play with its taxes. It doesn't play with its taxes. Most of the money that is used in the US to finance capital projects and all whatnot, maintenance of different infrastructures in the States is gotten from their taxes. So the tax man doesn't play with it. The government doesn't play with their taxes. If you default on paying your taxes or you file your taxes very late or the errors in the forms that make up the documents that you use to file your taxes, you could get fined as much as $25,000 US. Okay, it's very, very serious. To file your taxes from 2017, there were some changes to how non-resident U.S. LLCs file their taxes. There were new sections that were added in the Code of Regulation for non-resident LLC. The IRS released a new code called a TD 9796 that basically started to treat domestic entities. Domestic entities were disregarded and treated as separate entities from their domestic presence. So what this basically means was your non-resident LLC that was before seen as one body, both with the owner and the company, the government started to treat it, or the IRS started to treat it as something different from a domestic entity and a disregarded foreign entity. They were seen as two different beings. So what this means is, in the tax filing process, new requirements and new regulations were put in. Now, if you want to file your taxes for your non-resident LLC, you need two forms. You need a Form 5472 and a Form 1120. Now, these are the two forms you need to file your taxes. These two forms, they make it possible that people who own businesses in the U.S. do not evade taxes. Okay, it's mandatory that you fill these two and get them submitted on or before the end of the financial year. Okay, now the financial year used to come to an end in the month of December in the past, but due to the advent of COVID, it was extended to April of the following year. So you can file your taxes on or before the month of April. For non-residents U.S. LLCs, you are not eligible to pay federal taxes, particularly if you form your non-resident U.S. LLC in the two states of Delaware and Wyoming. You are not supposed to pay federal taxes, but you have to file your taxes. I repeat, you do not pay federal taxes, but you have to file your federal tax returns, okay? But, now, don't go around quoting me as saying, oh, he said we shouldn't pay taxes at all. No, that's not what I said. I said you don't pay federal taxes, but you have to pay your franchise tax. Your franchise tax is equivalent to what is known as your state taxes. And now, this is particularly for the states of Delaware and Wyoming. I guess we need to start from how you can file your taxes, okay? You can file your taxes by yourself. You can get this done by yourself. You can go about downloading the Form 5472 from the IRS website. You can also go about downloading the Form 1120 from the IRS website and fill these documents. You can go about doing this by yourself. All you need are what I've shown you in the previous videos in this series. You need an address. You need an address in the U.S. You need an address in your country of original origin. You need your EIN number. You need a letter from the IRS stating that XYZ company or XYZ Limited has such and such EIN number. These are basically the primary documents you need to get this application going. However, I do not recommend that you file your taxes by yourself. I do not recommend it at all, okay? The reason why I don't recommend that you file your taxes by yourself is there's so many fine points and delicate details that you need to put into your Form 5472 and Form 1120 that you might not understand. And if you mess it up, your filed application for your taxes is going to be declined. Now, if you file your tax returns and it gets declined, it still means that you didn't file your taxes. It's one and the same. And if you don't file your taxes on or at the due date, you're going to be fined. The fine goes as high as $25,000. Now that is money that you can put into your business, not only giving it to the tax man. So now that we've ascertained that you shouldn't do this by yourself unless you are a public accountant, unless you are a certified tax accountant, not just any accountant, but a tax accountant. One of the first places you can go to get a certified tax accountant to do your taxes is Google. All you need to type is U.S. tax accountant on Google, and you're going to see a list of companies or a list of firms or individuals who are certified tax accountants who can help you do your taxes. Now their price ranges from $50 all the way to $300. It's just based on how well you can haggle or negotiate to get it down to meet your budget bracket. Okay, so it's very simple, it's very easy. You type it on Google, it comes up, and you start from the first one, reach out to them, send them an email, go to the portal, the website. If they have a chat portal there, chat them up, negotiate with them, and happy days, you're in business. If you don't want, maybe for some strange reason, you don't want to get this service from Google. For some strange reason, it's possible that, oh, I don't want to go to Google, it's too open, it's open to everybody, I don't want to do that. You can either go to either one of Upwork or Fiverr. I personally got my tax accountant from Upwork. There's something about Fiverr that doesn't go down well with me. Even though I have an account with Fiverr, I hardly ever use those professionals in Fiverr. I use Upwork more than Fiverr. So you can either use Upwork or Fiverr. It's very simple. Create an account on Upwork, go and you start a project. You type what you want. The templates, there are different forms that have different templates that they bring out for you. So you just have to just click on the dialog box, just select the option that best suits you, and you just put out a contract, and what you find out is these people reach out to you, or Upwork gets the requirement that you need to have professionals to come work with you, and it's advertising to these professionals, and you get applications coming in every day. You pick the best tax accountant that meets your budget requirements and whatever else, whatever criteria you're using to vet these people. You interview them and you get them to start working as soon as possible for you. In trying to hire the right tax accountant to work on filing your taxes, there's certain things that you need to look out for. So number one, you don't get scammed, because it's very easy particularly if you're using Google. Maybe this is very difficult if you're using Upwork or Fiverr, because what happens is when you start a contract, you have to pay the money for the services of the tax accountant you hired. That money is going to be put somewhere in escrow, and when the accountant finishes the job, they ask, are you satisfied with the job that was done by this accountant? And if you say yes, they pay the accountant the money. Now, this is a little bit risky, because when your tax documents are submitted to the IRS, which is done by the accountant, the tax accountant, it doesn't get processed for the next 1 to 2 months. So you can't even attest to the fact that this was actually done. But if you are hiring an accountant via Upwork or Fiverr, I recommend that you hire the top rated professionals and not the mid or beginner level professionals. Okay, so you're always going to see the badge on the name of the accountant, top rated. These are people that have been vetted over time and have been found to deliver consistently. With this kind of people, you never get problems. I'm going to give you criteria now. I'm going to give you criteria that you're going to use to know if this person is the right tax accountant for your needs. The first thing you need to do is, when you get the accountant that you feel meets the criteria that you want in the accountant to help you file your taxes, ask this professional for referrals. What are the projects you've worked on in the past? Who are your clients? I can see that you've been filing tax returns for the last 5 to 10 years. Can you tell me, send a link to me to show me the projects that you've worked on, or the returns you've filed over time? Maybe 5 referral links so I could check up on the work you've done, just to make sure that you are who you say you are and you can do what you promise to do. Nobody can legally accept money to file taxes in the US or outside the US for a company in the US unless they have a preparer identification tax number, okay? Or a preparer tax identification number, which is a PTIN. Now, you need to ask this tax accountant to provide for you his PTIN, which is his preparer tax identification number, so you can know that he is a qualified tax accountant or someone who has been qualified to offer this service. Now, this is very important, guys. This is a very important point for people who are looking to hire tax accountant, whether in the US or tax accountant in other countries that can file your taxes for your company in the US. And yes, there are people or tax accountants in other countries who maybe in the past used to work for an accounting firm in the US, or were trained as tax accountants in the US, or took online courses that made them graduate to be tax accountants to offer this service to companies in the US while they themselves are outside the US. So they need to have or provide to you their preparer tax identification number so that you know that they are qualified to offer this service. There are different types of legitimate tax professionals that could offer you the service of filing your taxes. One of them is an enrolled agent, another is a certified tax accountant, and the last one is a certified tax attorney. These are the three types of professionals that can offer the service of rendering or filing your taxes. The person you want to hire, you need to ask the person, which of these people or which of these categories do you fall under? And if they tell you the category they fall under, then you can go ahead to ask them for the PTIN number just to vet them and validate them to know that they are indeed qualified to offer the service that they say they can offer. The next thing you want to do is to have a meeting, okay? It's very important, guys. These points are very important because you need to ask yourself, what is the downside if you don't do this? If you get the wrong person, that is you paying $25,000 for defaulting on filing your taxes. You need to have a sit down, maybe over Zoom, because obviously you might not be in the same location with this person or with this professional. So you might want to have a Loom meeting. Upwork has an app where you can have video calls or video meetings called a Loom, or you can have a Zoom meeting or a Skype meeting and vet these people. Just put a face to the professional who is going to be handling filing your taxes, because usually the way it works, I've been filing my taxes now for my non-resident U.S. LLC for the last 3 to 4 years, and it's the same person that has been filing my taxes. If you do this right, you are not going to have to switch professionals. You're not even going to have to haggle the second time or negotiate your fees the second time. You do it the first time, and that person becomes literally almost like a person that heads your tax department. Whenever it's time to file your taxes, all you need to do is to ring the person up, send the person a mail, or just get in touch with this person, and they start to go ahead to file your taxes on your behalf for your company. But what are the questions? This person has a PTIN number, this person is maybe an enrolled agent or a tax accountant or a tax attorney, and you've been able to vet that this person actually does have the qualification, okay? But you know what they say about life. You can always buy school, but you can never buy class. Do you get it? So it's easy for someone to buy a document that says, oh, I went to this university or I'm in this position, but it's very hard for you to buy that prerequisite experience, that class, that experience gotten from years and years in the field of being in the trenches and gaining all this body of knowledge and stuff. It's very hard to buy class. Now, what are the questions that you need to ask this person who you're certain is a tax accountant? What questions can you ask him to know if this is the right person to work with? You can start by asking the person, what licenses or designation does this person have? If this person is whoever or whatever he or she say they are, they're going to have licenses and designation that they're going to show you, oh listen, I got this from this buddy, I got this from that buddy. This is my certification that confers on me the title of a tax accountant to help people file taxes. They're going to show you this flag or this certification to make you know, to ease your mind and put your mind at rest that listen, I can get this job done. The next question you can ask this person is, how long, how many years have you garnered as a tax professional? How many years have you been filing taxes for? The third question you can ask this tax accountant is, what issues do you specialize in the field of taxation, in the field of being a tax consultant, a tax accountant, or whatnot? What part, what branch of this field do you specialize in? The next question you can ask is, do you outsource any of your work to a third party, or do you internalize all these issues? So when it comes to filing taxes, do you and your team or you and your staff look into filing a Form 5472 on my behalf, a Form 1120 on my behalf, and any other forms or regulations, new regulations that's been put out by the IRS? Do you do all this work by yourself, or do you outsource some of the work to someone else? Now, you need to ask this question because you don't want to pay or hire an accountant, a tax accountant, and maybe someone somewhere is looking into your 5472, someone else is looking into your form 1120, and what this person just does is collect these documents from different places, put them together and tell you, oh, I've got it done. No. If this is it, there could be lots of mistakes. You need an accountant who is going to do this by himself or herself, or has a team of people in the office building, in the office complex, looking into your business or filing your taxes and making sure it's done accurately. You can ask, what are your fees? Are they negotiable? If they are negotiable, when you reach the final agreement on this is the amount of money we've agreed that I'm going to pay you at the end of this service, can I have it in writing so there's no confusion? Now, this is particularly for people who get their tax accountant from Google. Because if you get it from Google, obviously you don't have any third party who is going to act as an arbitrage to help you say, okay, you said you're going to offer this service, it says it's going to pay you this money, I'm in the middle to make sure nobody defaults on the agreement. You don't have any such person. But if you're doing this by securing the services of this professional on either Fiverr or Upwork, they are an unbiased umpire. I'm talking about they have a community guideline where you say, I've agreed to pay him this amount of money to file my taxes, and he has agreed to file my taxes. At the end of this service, I'm going to, as an unbiased umpire, Upwork is going to hand the money when you have sent a message to them to say, listen, I'm ready to end the contract because I'm satisfied with the work this accountant has done for me. I want you to pay him the money. So asking the fee and negotiating the fee and getting it in writing, I repeat, is for people who get their tax accountants from places like Google, or maybe your friend recommended someone to you directly. So you're not doing it on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr where the system or the admin for this HR companies act as unbiased umpires. The next question you can ask your potential tax accountant or attorney or enrolled agent is, do you have a privacy policy? Very, very important, guys. Very, very important. You do not, I repeat, you do not want this person sharing your data or your information with someone else. Particularly because this person is going to have access to your EIN number. Your EIN number, I've said it in one of my past videos, is the equivalent of a social security number. Okay? What a social security number is to an individual is what your EIN is to your company. So you don't want this person sharing this delicate information with other people. So you need to request for a privacy policy. This last question is what I call a very cheeky question. It's very cheeky. You use this to test the integrity of the tax accountant or the tax attorney or the enrolled agent. You can ask this question, do you think I'm paying too little? Do you think I'm paying too much? Or do you think I'm paying just enough? Now, when you ask this question, if it's the right tax personality or the right tax professional that you need to work with, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to tell you the industry average. Listen, the industry, this tax accounting industry or this tax filing industry or the taxation industry as a whole, this is the average amount people charge to file your taxes. Tax accountant, tax attorneys, enrolled agents. This is the average they charge to render your taxes. But I am charging you this. So I'm charging you below the industry average, or I'm just charging you at the industry average. So you use this question to test the character of the person that you're about to get into bed with. Now guys, there you have it. These are all the things you need to know about filing your taxes, particularly as regards to outsourcing this work to either an enrolled agent, a tax accountant, or a tax attorney, which are the three people that have been approved and certified to offer this service. Any other person outside these three categories of people do not have the right to file your taxes. Okay? Finally, on this topic, when your tax professional, whether it's an enrolled agent, a tax accountant, or a tax attorney, is done with filing your taxes, they're going to send to you a copy. They're gonna send it via fax if that's how you communicate or how you've approved for documents to be sent to you. They're gonna send us an attachment on Upwork, on Fiverr, or via email if that's how you want to get it received. Or they're gonna send it to you on Facebook or Skype, however you've notified them that this is how you want to receive this document. What you need to do is to go through it. Go through it to find out or to make sure that they put down the right information. For example, your company name. Now, for my own company, at the end of my company is a limited liability company, but you were not supposed to put LLC at the end. So what that means, for example, ABC LLC, no. If you put that down, you've already made a mistake in the filing process. You have to put it in full, not acronyms. You have to put limited liability company. When I was filing this out with my agent, it was categorically stressed that you have, wherever you put your company name down, whatever you have to type your company name into, you have to put limited liability company at the end. So you have to look out for these fine points. I have to stress again, guys, that this video is for 2 states in the US. It's for people who registered their non-resident U.S. LLC with states of Delaware and Wyoming. These are the 2 states. These are the 2 states at this time that I know for a fact offer you the opportunity to create non-resident U.S. LLCs in the U.S. Okay? So guys, if this video was helpful, why don't you leave it down in the comment section and tell me how this video helped you, what it did for you, if it was informative enough. It helps us also to adjust and customize our content for what you actually need. Someone reached out to me on Instagram the other day and he was telling me that he watched one of our videos. It was about the one on how to register and create a non-resident U.S. LLC in the state of Delaware, and he reached out to an agent. He searched for an agent online and reached out to them, and they didn't sound very straightforward, and they were quoting a sum of almost $700 to get this created. I had to tell him that is not right, because the company I recommended to you guys to help register your company in the US only charges at most $350. There's even a package that you could get charged $179 US, but the one I approve is $350. Listen guys, I don't get any affiliate commission from them. They don't offer any affiliate program. I search for agents that can help you guys create your company in the US, the most affordable ones, and I came out with Delaware INC. They're awesome. You do everything on your platform. You don't need to call anybody, you don't need to mail anybody, you don't need to chat with anybody. It's just different prompts in different pages, different forms that you need to fill. And they even offer a name search function in the website. So it's the best one I was able to find out there. Okay, so leave your comments down at the bottom if you have any inquiries. If you want to get close to me, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on TikTok, wherever or whatever is more convenient or you find convenient for you. You can follow me there. I have an account there, and my social media handle is the same everywhere. It's Fuse Chronicles. Okay, so if this video was valuable to you, why don't you think about going down and smashing the subscribe button? Come on, support us, support what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow a community where we help each other out with the right information, actionable information, okay? And if you like this content and you want to stay notified whenever we drop videos, why don't you click the bell icon below so you stay notified whenever we drop new videos. And if you have friends and family members who have followed our instructions and registered the company in the US, then they will need to file taxes, okay? So why don't you share this video with them so they stay guided on the guidelines of questions to ask as professionals when they want to hire a professional tax accountant, okay? And if this video was valuable to you, if you found this video very valuable, you might want to give us a thumbs up. It helps us a lot. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you found this video very valuable, and they're going to find more people like yourself all around the world and show these videos too, okay? It's free to click the like button, so help us out by clicking that button. And don't forget guys, let's all live in peace. Please, I can't stress this enough. I'm talking about the war in Russia, the war between Russia and Ukraine, okay? Let's live in peace. Last night, a Russian reached out to me via email, and he was trying to find out how he could create an account in the US, because he manufactures a product and he markets or supplies this product to distributors in the United States. And ever since the war broke out between Russia and Ukraine, due to the sanctions that all these countries has heaped on Russia, his business is taking a huge battering, and he's unable to send products out to the US. He's unable to even receive funds from the US. So I can't stress this enough, guys. War does not pay anybody. Even those who think they're the victors, it doesn't pay them. It doesn't pay the vanquished, because look at this. Russia has a lot of sanctions that's been levied against them, and Ukraine are the recipients of all the bombings and countless killings and deaths on their land. So let's please endeavor to live in peace, okay? And guys, don't forget, I still remain your boy Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. So until the next one, have a good day, have a good week ahead. Bye bye for now.